Good morning. It's been a minute and things are kind of going crazy here. So, still have a bunch of tomatillos that have volunteered. The storms this weekend knocked all these sunflowers down. So, these two, but they're still blooming, so I kind of popped them with the tomato cage. This giant one, we tried to stake it, but then we tied it to the door. The passion flowers are starting to bloom. May pop, depending where you're from. But the passion flowers are starting, or the passion vines are starting to come out like crazy. And love bugs, Japanese beetles. I don't know, there's a million names for those beetles. They're going crazy. It's getting close to time to harvesting these onions, but I'm kind of letting them do their thing. And then these, just fell apart. But all the tomatillas and tomatoes in these beds have fallen over, so I've got to figure out what to do there. Spiderweb. Persian buttercups, and they're so pretty. There's an orange one there. It's like blood orange. It's so pretty. So I've got to figure out how to trellis these tomatillos and tomatoes that are in these beds. But you can see that one's literally laying down in the pathway. But they're starting to get fruit. You can see these onions are starting to die back because it's getting time to harvest. We've got lots of bush beans and corn. Chamomille's doing good. And it looks like 3 maybe of those San Marzanos made it. And then we lost one of the aromas, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 it looks like of the aromas. Oops, excuse me. Basil. One of the watermelons made it, and then I've got 2 types of cantaloupe. I'm assuming that's the giant or the normal size and not the mini. So I don't know. Maybe we got the mini watermelon going. There was basil and tomatillos in these, and it looks like I got little tiny tomatillos still, but the clover is as big as the tomatillos. So, and then we've got sage, rosemary, sage. Looks like we've got maybe radish. I don't remember. The peas are starting to go out. The morning glories are getting tall. I'm hoping that these cucumber plants will kind of start filling in, because the peas obviously didn't do a very good job. These squash are doing fairly good. I started seeing squash beetle eggs on the leaves, and I'm starting to see some foliage dying back, but it's hard to tell. The zinnias just make me so happy. They're so gorgeous. We've got, that's a deep orange, that's like a fuchsia pink. This one's more like a magenta pink. This is more of a true blood orange. That one's just like a little bit lighter. Then we've got this like true orange, another magenta, that pastel peachy one, some more oranges and pinks. It's just so pretty. And then I've got a ton. The more I walk through here, the more I see them of those little honey nuts, butternut squash. We have to go through today and tie up all these tomatoes. They're starting to fall over, and some of the peppers are, so I'm going to have to figure out trellising for that. But they seem to be doing really well. I think this may be a patch that I need to water throughout summer if we're going to have any more rains over there. So we have some tomatoes on the four corners of this trellis. And over there, the squash is now kind of wrapping around the trellis too, holding the tomato to the trellis. It's hilarious. This is a volunteer tomato. We've got the spinach. Something ate up all that spinach. And there's a whole row of tomatoes in with the leeks and the carrots. We've got some cole crops in there still. So everything's kind of, storms are kind of making everything real wet. Oh, that dill looks like it's trying to go to seed. Oh, no, it's just water. So I'm probably need to get a few more dill starts. I need to get some cilantro because everything I've had bolted. I've got a couple of dill plants. And what's this one? It's just a weed, I think. Oh no, that's probably a radish. The flowers are so pretty, but with the clay, they don't really, the roots are having a hard time forming. This is Chinese pink celery all over in there. Flowers that need some help. Quick shot inside the greenhouse jungle. We've got the tomatoes are starting to flower. There are buttercups all over in there. Basil, marigold, but it's just a straight up forest. You can't even get in there now. I was able to until this last storm. We still have a few little lettuce heads forming. Yesterday when we walked through, there was standing water in these pathways. Some of these beans have made it to the top of my trellis already. So they're doing good. And this greenhouse tomato volunteer, I'm gonna have to probably tie him to the greenhouse. More basil. There's some pink celery. You can see that one's different color. That one's pink. And the rest of this is the Utah tall. Ooh, I got a broccoli. Just break that off. Broccoli will send out other shoots. So, you can still leave that there and it'll just keep doing its thing. But there looks like there's maybe 4 more of those. Obviously, this needs to get weeded, but look at all the fruit on these volunteer tomatillas. It's crazy. That cilantro has bolted, and I'll probably let it go to seed. All those tomatillas have a ton of fruit on them. And this side is sweet peppers. The other side is hot peppers. Japanese beetle on the bean plants. And I have a ton of volunteer marigolds too. And some of the flowers are just, the camera does not do it justice. This is orange with red striping. It's gorgeous. And then we've got the yellow with the red striping, and then the red with the yellow striping. Red with the yellow striping. It's so pretty. So, it's kind of a jungle. We definitely are planning on spending some time up in here today. It's gonna be hot, but it needs to get warm to dry out. This big sunflower that did come down, it did take this little one next to it. And I'm just having a hard time wanting to cut it out. It's obviously dying, but I don't know. We'll figure something out, I'm sure. But my chaos garden of flowers, I think the chickens have taken over as their dust bath, and they've moved so much dirt, nothing has come up. I do have a bunch of volunteer marigolds in there, but I think I waited too long to sow the seed, and I'm not sure what's happened. But if I come down around here, you can see just how much they've gotten all the way down to the ground cover right there. So in some places they've moved 6 inches of soil. So I'm still hopeful that we'll get some more germination out of this, and we'll have a little bit more of a show. But right now it's just that grass stuff that's everywhere. Yeah. So I think soon we'll be harvesting garlic and onions. Today, like I said, we'll probably be weeding a ton. And just another day on the farm.